Having multiple clients and managing all of the small pieces of things that need to be done for each individual client can be a lot. And there are lots of tools out. I want to talk to you today about how TaxDome is transforming the way in which bookkeepers are managing their clients, but most importantly, providing an excellent client experience to have raving, always coming back, providing you referral clients to help you make sure that your practice is always growing.
If we haven't had the chance to meet yet, I'm Jamie Gruhl, and after helping over 500 tax and accounting practices implement automation with TaxDome, I can confidently say that automation is the only way to increase your profit and time freedom in your practice.
Now, today I want to talk to you specifically about bookkeeping because I hear all the time about how practices are using Asana or ClickUp and they're providing their bookkeeping checklist essentially in those tools to help their bookkeepers and their teams and themselves stay on track with all of these small tasks and items that need to be completed for each client. Well, I want to provide you today an idea around how TaxDome can be a centralized tool that not only provides you the checklist of things that need to be done for your clients. Unfortunately, ClickUp and Asana, they don't provide communication to clients, and they also are not safe places to store financial data. So we need to be thinking about how we're mitigating the risks of a small practice to provide a really simple tech stack that allows you to not have to know how to use 15 different tools. And most importantly, not have you train your team members when they come on to use 15 different tools. So by using one tool like TaxDome, you're able to simplify everything, provide an excellent client experience, and stay organized and manage a small team of bookkeepers to provide an amazing service for your client. So I'm going to talk to you today of several of my favorite features in TaxDome to help you as a bookkeeper to work smarter. Now, the thing about bookkeeping is that every month you need to start the service to your client over. And so one of the things that TaxDome does really well is that they have what is called a recurring job. What this is, it leans into automation to start your jobs for your client each and every month without you having to do it. Now, the nice thing about this is that we are able to standardize our process, create a custom experience for our clients, and we'll talk about that more in a moment, but we get to start our jobs for our clients each month. Now, I'm showing you my bookkeeping pipeline. This is the bookkeeping pipeline template that we provide in our Workflows for Tax Pros program. And we have designed this with dozens of practices that offer bookkeeping and or bookkeeping only practices. And we've created a simple workflow that will allow you to make sure you're not missing anything. But each month we need to start that process. So what we have done is we're leaning into TaxDome's automated job starter called Recurrences. And we're able to start these jobs for each bookkeeping client on their schedule. So if they're monthly or if they're quarterly, we're able to ensure that our jobs are starting. And what this does is it allows us to tell the client that, hey, we're starting our job. So we're able to automatically communicate with our clients. The other thing that it does is it allows us to use automated task assignment to tell the bookkeeper assigned to this client that, hey, it's time to start this client's books for this specific month. Now, the nice thing is that if we start having a client who starts getting backed up on things, each month the job is going to start automatically. So we're not losing track of what work we need to do in the practice. The recurring jobs is a game changer for making sure that your jobs are always starting. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is automation in general. So in TaxDome, automation is done through what we call pipeline, automated workflows that are broken down of all the steps that it takes for you to get given a result for a client. Now, in this case, bookkeeping is the closed book. So we're able to break down our process and say, this is how I perform my book. These are the unique attributes of the client that I am performing the books for. And I can create a pipeline that automatically triggers tasks and or actions based on that specific client. And so what this allows us to do is it allows us to have that checklist that you're leaning in Asana or ClickUp, and we're able to actually automate these task assignments out to our team as things are being completed at the beginning. So when a client enters into our bookkeeping workflow, going through the recording session, which is the recording stage, which is where we're going to get all the transactions and make sure that we have all of them into our system. Then we're going to reconcile, we're then going to a review, and then we're going to be able to go through a manager review if that is something you're doing in your practice. As I close closed books for several clients today. I realized that because of my bookkeeper finishing her task, I was automatically triggered my management review task. I was so grateful to be using TaxDome because I have used other tools in the past and they just don't flow like TaxDome does. Pipelines with automation are magical. Now, that is as a practice owner because she's able to see, one, that her client work is being completed by her bookkeeping staff, and two, she's being notified at the appropriate time that it's time for her to take action on the manager review. Now, this is beautiful because you're not having to follow up with your bookkeepers all the time. They are not having to notify you that it's time for you to review things. They're able to do their work and get that completed, and then the system is going to notify you that it's now time to take action. Just ClickUp or Asana would. So this is a game changer in creating efficiency. Now, the other cool thing is that because we're using a tool like TaxDome, we can again communicate with our clients that, hey, when our books are closed, we can send them an email and say, hey, the monthly books have been closed. You can now find them in your documents in your client portal. There's no having to send them out to a Google Drive or to another portal. Everything is done directly in TaxDome. Now, that leads me to how do we manage all these unique details of our client? Because bookkeeping clients have a lot of different things that you're needing to manage. We love to use a feature in TaxDome called the Wiki. Now, the Wiki is an internal website essentially built into the TaxDome system. And what this website does is it allows you to create web pages specific to your bookkeeping client. Now, in the Wiki pages, we have created a template that we provide our clients. You could create something like this as well. So what this does is it allows us to create a standard framework of client information that ensures that we always have the same information on all of our clients and it's all in the same order. This makes for a really efficient workflow, especially when you have a bookkeeper filling in for another bookkeeper. They know exactly where in your template to go and seek out the information that they're looking for. So you could put things in here like all of the entity information. You could put their accounting system details. You could put hyperlinks out to the banking accounts that they have and the login pages. Now, the other cool thing about the wikis is we can actually link these out to our jobs automatically. That allows us to make sure that information is right at your bookkeeper's fingertips. And that is the power of TaxDome. It is such a thoughtful tool that it keeps everything in one place, but not only just in the place where it lives, you can link it out in different ways when you're leveraging the automation features of TaxDome. So this wiki is great because it takes all of those little details that might be floating around on spreadsheets or Google Drive or on notebooks or in folders places and puts it all into one central place that is accessible to all team members, regardless of their location, and make sure that everybody can see the details as they need them for that client. Now, the final thing I want to talk to you about today is that I want to talk to you about the way in which we are able to manage clients and manage our team in TaxDome. Now, TaxDome, because of its continued improvement of the way the tool is working, they have recently rolled out AI-supported reporting. So what this does is it's able to take the information that we're using within the TaxDome system and is able to quantify it into data metrics for you. For example, you're able to track by team member tasks that have been completed out so that you can measure your team's productivity. The other thing that it does is that you can do revenue monitoring. So using the invoicing and the payment functionality within TaxDome, we can do revenue monitoring on team. We can also take that revenue monitoring and we can apply it to reports. When we're looking at the revenue monitoring, we can also compare that to the time that it's taking for a given client. Yes, TaxDome does do time management. So you can do time entries. You can see here, there's a button at the top of my screen that says time entry. What this allows me to do is have a simple time management tool that is baked right into the TaxDome system. You're able to have your team track their time in TaxDome, which allows you to be able to have, again, more data to use in the reporting functionality. Now, at this time, TaxDome doesn't do capacity planning, but we're all hopeful that is a feature that they will be rolling out in the near future and something that will provide you, again, an additional resource directly within the one tool. But that doesn't mean that you can't use TaxDome to track and be able to see the historical time tracking of a client and how much time your bookkeepers are putting into a client. This is invaluable information when it comes to managing a larger bookkeeping practice. And we know that having things all within one place, it's more likely that your team is going to actually take the time to track their time. Now, what we've covered today is that there are so many powerful features within TaxDome, and I've only covered a few that are going to transform the way in which your small bookkeeping practice works. The first one is the automated job recurrences. This is going to kick your jobs off each month or quarter, depending on your client. The next is the automated workflows. These are a game changer in creating massive efficiency in this work that you're doing, making sure that all jobs, all clients are being cared for and all having their work completed on time, but without having the manual efforts that often come from other tools. The next piece we had was the wiki. The wiki is going to centralize all of that client information for all of your clients into one place so that nobody is hunting down important details that they need if they have to fill in, or if you need to have a conversation with a client as the manager. It's all right in TaxDome. And then finally, the reporting within TaxDome is a game changer for being able to manage the details and the data of your practice, being able to make sure that your pricing is aligned with that, and it's going to change game for you, making sure that you're providing value, but also being paid appropriately. So if you are somebody who has a small practice and is looking for support, I want to invite you into Workflows for Tax Pros. You can find the information about our program down below if this sounds like a fit for you. I also want to share that we are going to be starting a special bookkeeping series where within our program, we're going to actually be breaking down all of the workflows within the bookkeeping functionality. This is something that we see a lot of our clients are looking to have broader understanding of how they can automate things like onboarding of their bookkeeping clients, bookkeeping cleanups. We have our monthly recurring, but also things like payroll and sales tax. We're actually going to be taking example workflows directly from our program members, and we're going to strategize these workflows and create automated workflows that are going to be available to all of our members. And this is going to provide a great resource for all of our members to be able to automate these workflows that are quite tedious and take up a lot of time. And the goal is to feel more organized, to feel more efficient, and definitely provide a really great client experience. So if you're interested, now is the time to join Workflows for Tax Pros so that you can jump in and start building out all of your automated workflows that are associated with your bookkeeping practice.